Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from this month's sponsor, Ethico.
In the delicate arena of compliance, every conversation matters. Traditional methods can leave callers feeling unheard, but Ethico changes the game. Our empathetic interview technique reshapes compliance calls into powerful, compassionate interactions, ensuring no crucial detail is missed. It's about creating a conversation that matters, that resonates, that makes a difference. Be the change in your compliance approach. See the transformation for yourself at ethico.com/CPN. Book a demo, try our free ROI calculator, and explore the white paper by Tom Fox, The ROI of Compliance.
The Daily Compliance News for August 7, 2024, the Don't Bring Out Your Dead edition. And we begin with that story from the South China Morning Post, which says that multiple funeral parlors in China have come under investigation for their corruption. These are state-owned and run funeral parlors, and the latest disciplinary investigations in China have accused several for suspected violations of discipline and law. That is a catchphrase rather, for corruption in China. So don't bring out your dead in China. You'll be paying the price several times over. Our next story comes to us from the Wall Street Journal, which says that KKR founders Henry Kravitz and George Roberts, when they handed off day-to-day management of KKR to their successors in 2021, netted shares worth $650 million. But now a new lawsuit is accusing the company of paying them, but getting nothing in return. Well, I didn't know getting something in return was a requirement for payment, but apparently some people think so. Our second article from the Wall Street Journal, this time Risk and Compliance Journal and Mingy Sun reporting, discusses some of the problems and concerns that some attorneys are seeing with the new DOJ whistleblower program. Obviously, it's a great new initiative, but lawyers who work for whistleblowers or work with companies on whistleblowing investigations said the program could be improved. Their concerns include the program's funding source and anonymity protections, the absence of a minimum payout, and the unease of giving more discretion to the award process to the Department of Justice. Here you only need to think about Jay Clayton from the prior administration trying to cut back on monetary awards from the SEC in their program. So this is a pilot program, and the DOJ says that they will be listening and seeing how it runs. Our final story comes to us from Law 360, which is about an oral argument in the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, i.e. the Angels of Death, where Petrobras is claiming RICO damages against a company which engaged in bribery and corruption of one of their subsidiaries to get them to lease some drilling rigs that were not needed. And they claim that under RICO, the damages should be trebled, and well-known corrupt entity Petrobras should be paid $2 million. As I mentioned at the start of this podcast, this month's sponsor for the entire Compliance Podcast Network is Ethico. Have you ever wondered how to show the ROI of your compliance program? Have you struggled with the budgeting process, getting the funds you want for your compliance program? Well, I've partnered with Ethico to put together a white paper on the ROI of compliance, which shows you not only how to demonstrate ROI, but also how to speak finance when you're sitting across from the CFO with your budget proposals. Check out the website and get the white paper. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.